I remember standing on a half-finished skyscraper in Chicago. The wind was whipping around, trying to steal the hard hat right off my head. Below me, the city looked like a toy set, all neat and orderly. But up there, it was anything but. It was a symphony of chaos and precision. Men and women in dusty boots and worn-out gloves, welding steel beams, beams glowing like angry sunsets, pulling thick cables, shouting over the roar of machinery, orchestrating a ballet of heavy equipment. These weren't executives in corner offices. They weren't staring at spreadsheets. They were building the very office that executive would one day occupy. They were doing it with their hands and their sweat, a level of skill that would make your head spin. It's a fair question because the term gets thrown around a lot. We often get a fuzzy picture in our heads, maybe someone in a jumpsuit with a wrench. That's part of it for sure. But skilled worker is a broad, honorable title covering a huge range of professions. These people have dedicated time, often years, to mastering a specific, practical craft. They didn't just read a book about it, apprenticeships, vocational schools, countless hours of hands-on practice. Their skill is not theoretical, it's applied. Diagnose an engine just by its sound, frame a wall perfectly plumb and level. Think about the variety. Carpenters turn lumber into a sturdy home. Plumbers design and install complex pipe networks. Electricians harness dangerous forces safely. They make our lights turn on, keep refrigerators cold, and life-saving medical gear running. Automotive technicians keep vehicles safe. Welders fuse metal to make bridges, ships, pipelines, sculptures. HVAC techs install and maintain systems that keep us comfortable. Let's do a little thought experiment. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and every skilled worker has vanished. No electricians, no plumbers, no mechanics, no construction crews. What does your day look like? First, you flip the light switch, but nothing happens. The power grid without constant maintenance has failed. You go to take a shower, but only a trickle of cold water comes out. You get in your car, but it won't start. Maybe it's a dead battery. Maybe it's the alternator. There are no mechanics to diagnose it, let alone fix it. This scenario might sound extreme, but it highlights a fundamental truth. Our society is built on skilled labor. The comfort, safety, and convenience of modern life are not givens. They are the invisible infrastructure that supports everything else. I want to tell you about a woman I met a few years ago named Maria. She wasn't a CEO or a celebrity, but honestly, she was one of the most impressive people I've ever had the privilege to watch work. Maria was a master welder. I met her at a manufacturing plant in Ohio that built these massive, complex machines for the energy industry. She was in her late 40s with kind eyes, hands that told a story of 2 decades with steel and fire. When she put on her helmet, picked up her torch, she transformed. She became an artist. Her medium was molten metal, her canvas a critical piece of American infrastructure. Her father was a mechanic. She grew up fascinated by how things were put together. While her friends were at the mall, she was in the garage learning to take apart engines, reassemble engines. In high school, a shop teacher introduced her to welding. She was just hooked. She loved the focus it required, the steady hand, the immediate and tangible result of her work. Watching her work was like watching a surgeon. The specs were incredibly precise, tolerances measured in fractions of a millimeter. A single bad weld could compromise a multi-million-dollar piece of equipment. A good weld is more than just strong, it's beautiful, and hers truly were. Becoming a skilled worker like Maria isn't a walk in the park. Yet for some reason, we've created a culture that often looks down on this path. We've pushed a single version of success, a 4-year university degree. We've told an entire generation that the only way to succeed is to go to college, often borrowing a small fortune to do so. In the process, we've stigmatized the very jobs our society depends on most. The training for a skilled trade is rigorous and demanding. Think about an apprentice electrician. Years of classroom instruction, years of on-the-job training under a master electrician. They must learn complex electrical theory. They must memorize dense national codes designed to prevent fires and electrocutions. They must develop the hands-on skill to safely wire a building. This isn't a lesser path than a university degree. It's a different path, requiring a different but equally valuable kind of intelligence. This cultural bias has real consequences. We have a surplus of graduates in some fields, and a desperate shortage of people who can build and fix things. There's a moment of truth that every homeowner or business owner eventually faces. Maybe it's the middle of a blizzard and the furnace suddenly dies. Or you walk into your basement to find 2 inches of water on the floor. In that moment of panic, what do? Do you call a philosopher? Do you consult a marketing strategist? Do you search for an inspiring TED Talk? No. You frantically search for one name, a plumber or an HVAC technician. Suddenly, the person with practical knowledge becomes the most important person on the planet. They are the emergency responders for our daily lives. They ride to the rescue when our world starts to fall apart. This is the paradox of the skilled trades, invisible and taken for granted until something breaks. The electrician you never think about becomes a savior when a faulty wire threatens to burn your house down. We should remember that gratitude and relief every day. So next time you see a utility truck or construction crew, take a moment to be thankful. They are the reason your world is still working. It's time we change the way we think about work. For too long, we've been sold a bill of goods that equates success with a specific kind of academic achievement and a white-collar career. We've created a society that is top-heavy with thinkers, managers, and strategists, while dangerously undervaluing the doers. This isn't just an issue of fairness or respect. It's an issue of national security and economic stability. A country that can't build its own infrastructure or fix its own machines is a country in decline. The good news is, the tide is beginning to turn. People are starting to wake up to the reality of the skills gap. They're realizing that a 4-year degree, saddled with crippling debt, doesn't automatically guarantee a good job. The opportunities in the skilled trades are immense. We have a desperate need for a new generation of welders, electricians, plumbers, and mechanics. So what's the solution? It starts with us. It starts with parents and guidance counselors presenting the skilled trades as the honorable and intelligent career paths they are. It means celebrating craftsmanship and work ethic. We need to elevate the stories of people like Maria, the master welder, and hold them up as role models for the next generation to aspire to. Let's raise a metaphorical glass to the doers. A toast to the woman who wired your house, to the man who fixed your car, to the crew that paved your street. A toast to the people who show up day in and day out, in the heat and the cold, to do the difficult, dirty, and dangerous jobs that make our lives possible. They are the foundation of our economy and the backbone of our nation. They are the real heroes, and it is long past time we started treating them that way. Our future prosperity literally depends on it. If you believe in the power of skilled trades, now is the time to act. Share this message, thank a skilled worker, or consider a career in the trades yourself. Together we can build a stronger future. Will you join us?